Hello everyone, this is Red with RedDragonLeo.com. It is Sunday, what is today? Let's see here, the 19th, Sunday the 19th. As you can see now, we have now had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks down. We did close positive here, barely, but we did close positive. I do believe at this point that the market has probably bottomed, at least short term, and that we're going to have a rally coming the next several weeks. I don't know how long it's going to last. If it lasts 1 to 2 weeks, my speculation is that it will only go back up here and back test this 20 period moving average, which might be around 1310 by the time 1310 and 1315 possibility within a 2 week period. So if we go up there and hit that in 2 weeks and then back down, that really would not do much for these charts at all. As you can clearly see, they could they're still pointing down, and what I was thinking might happen is that they might try to curl back up and have a similar type hook back up in this pattern right here fashion, then back down one more time. That is one possibility. And as you notice, what the market did basically back then was it bottomed basically in this area here, had 2 powerful weeks up, then had another wave down. You could say, you know, basically here was an ABC type pattern. You could probably make that out to 5 waves, I guess. Let's see, if a wave 1 down to here, back up for a wave 2 with that peak there, then your wave 3 here, then your wave 4, and then your wave 5. Well, I'm not sure how this is, you know, going to play out here, but I think that based upon how many weeks down that we are, I think it's going to take more like 3 to 5 weeks, and I think we're going to go up higher. I think we're actually going to go up to about 1350 and retest these tops area here. That would really more support this finally curling back up and then going back down for another move down, as opposed to a quick 1 week to 2 weeks tops move up to only 1310 to 1315 area, hitting that level there on the moving average. It's actually right at 1319 right now, but you got to figure next week it might roll over and drop down to 1315 or 1316, and then maybe the second week it could actually be down to 1310 maybe. I don't know, maybe it stays at 1315, but if it does it very, very quickly, you know, then I think it's not going to last. If the bulls take this up sharply next week and the following week, you probably are not going to get much further than this moving average. What you really want to see as a bull is for it to be choppy and for it to work its way up in some up-down choppy moves where the bears and the bulls are beating each other up, and the bulls will take it up eventually and go up here to about 1350 is what I'm suspecting will happen. And then that would take us out, you know, maybe 3 to 5 weeks. I'm just speculating on that. But after that is hit, I then expect a wave 3 down to come down here and hit this moving average right here. Right now it's coming in at 1164, but as it continues down, I think it'll be 1150 area is about where I think it's going to end up by the time this goes up and then back down. So that would be this whole move down. If I could do this here, let's see here. So if I can't open up this tablet thing here again, I don't use this enough to get good practice with it, but okay, so let's go over here and let's kind of draw this up basically to about here, 13.15. Then I move down another right down to here to come in with this line, and that is your first move down. This whole move right here, I think, is going to be what we're going to eventually call major wave 1. That, I think, is what's going to happen. Then after that, we should have, as it hits this 200 moving average, we should have a wave 2 back up. I don't know where it's going to go, but it should be a powerful rally. It could go all the way up here to, let's just say, this 1300. Maybe we'll draw a line of overhead resistance right here, and it's possible it could go back up here to, say, this 1300. I don't know. I'm guessing at that. Maybe it only gets to 1250. But that move there will be that whole move, and of course it'll probably be in some type of several wave pattern, you know, maybe a 5-wave push or something like that. And then at that point, wherever, you know, that's going to take you into this September time period, as you can see down here. Oops. Well, I'm not that good at writing, but anyway. So after that, I think that we are going to start back down, and this first wave back down to retest this moving average should be labeled as minor wave 1, okay, and it should be inside of major wave 3. Okay, this whole move from here, this is a speculation, on down to question. I don't know how far, but I think that is going to be your major wave 3, and it will be inside of primary wave 3. So if you go over to here and you count this entire move up right here to the peak. Oops. Why did you stop? I don't know why it stopped, but okay. Alrighty, let's see. Come on. Okay, let me try again here. Okay. Well, don't know what happened there, why it's not letting me write on it. Let's see. Oh, I think I have an idea. Well, what the heck is going on here that it won't let me finish writing? This is very, very frustrating. Okay, well, I'm going to move on, folks. I think you get the idea of what I'm saying. I said this in the blog, we would move on the text. I think at that point we'll bounce back up, then come down in a very, very powerful on October the 23rd. This is irritating, this thing freezing up on me. Not writing. Okay, well, so much for that. We'll move on. So, if I started that again, we cleared that program, but we'll start it again, and I will take the little pen here and write again. So again, after we go up here to 1350, we should come back down here. Then again, we should go back up again. Choppy. This should provide plenty of overhead resistance. Once it draws out a line here, a straight line, then you're going to come back down here for the start of major wave 3, of 3, of 3, of 3, and that should be the really, really ugly one. As I said, this whole move up from here is P2. Oops. Sorry. P2. And then starting here at the top, all the way down, is P3, primary wave 3. Inside it, Again, this is all speculation, just based upon Elliott, not based upon Elliott Wave, but it's based upon the October 23rd date of the Legatus pilgrimage. This is Legatus again. As you know, right here at the very, very top, right here, this all started April 30th to May. God dog it. I can't stand it when my computer crashes on me like that. Alright. Well, we're going to have to reboot it. I'm going to pause the tape and continue on with this because this is important to do. So just let me restart Firefox. Give me a second here. You won't know the difference. Okay. I finally got it restarted there. I just got too many windows open. This Firefox window is just one of many. As you can see, I have quite a few tabs just on this one open. I've got 4 windows here of Firefox open, and out of those 4 windows, it's 115 tabs, and that's just in Firefox. So sometimes it crashes on me. Apologize about that, but anyway, it was nothing for you because I paused the tape or the video, whatever. So anyway, we are back to where I think this is going to go. I think we're going to run up here to 1350, come on back down here in a wave 3, find support here at this 200-day moving average, then come up again and that would complete a wave 1, by the way. I think that's going to complete the wave 1, a major wave 1. This whole move down being a major wave 1, broken down into probably a 5-wave pattern. So, you know, up here for wave 2, minor wave 2, then back down for wave 3, then back up, then back down, and you know, hitting this target at least for a wave, minor wave or major wave 1 down, then back up again for major wave 2, then finally major wave 3 to start in October the 23rd. Now you keep wondering why I say October 23rd, but this again goes back to Legatus. To show you here, come on, get here on the screen. The Legatus pilgrimage is here. It ends the 23rd in Rome. So it starts on the 13th, works its way all the way through the 23rd. The last Legatus pilgrimage was October the 30th through May the 2nd. As you know, that is when the market peaked and started this downturn. So that's why I'm expecting the major wave 3, and to start at that time, and it'll probably be a major wave 3 inside of a. I think this will be primary wave 3. This whole move down, again, as this is primary wave 2. This whole move here from 2009 March low, and I think we're starting primary wave 3 down. So, assuming that does play out that way, then that week of October 23rd, it should be the worst of the worst, and probably looks very much like this whole area right here. Now, the thing to consider here is that we are still above this 200-day moving average, and you can see how it chopped around and went up quite a bit before it finally come back down. You can actually count this move from here back in October of 07 on down to here as a 5-wave pattern that made up of a major, one big huge major wave 1, and inside that you can see that it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. That's similar to what we should have. Then it had a major wave 2 up, then it started the major wave 3 down all the way into here, and inside of major wave 3 you had major wave 1, minor wave 1, minor wave 2, minor wave 3, minor wave 4, minor wave 5. That was all one big huge major wave 1 inside of get this, primary wave 1. This whole move was primary wave 1. We are starting primary wave 3 right now, which is going to be brutal, and this will probably take us all the way into March of 2012 as well, and be absolutely horrible. I could be off on the move, and the October 23rd could just start this move right here, the wave 3, and possibly this is October, and this is down into November or something like that, then back up into January of the first of the year, and then your wave 3 shortly after that, and maybe February or March, your minor wave 3 inside of major wave 3. Only in this case over here to be primary wave 3 as opposed to this being primary wave 1. So regardless, it's going to be very, very ugly. And again, this is Elliott wave stuff, and it's speculation, but it's based upon the Legatus pilgrimage and trying to backdate it from October the 23rd, and just backdate it and run it back up to here. And I just think that this is what we're looking at for the week of October 23rd. So between now and then, we've got to work our way lower. So we should hit this after a move up to about 1350 over the next several weeks, 3 to 5 weeks. I don't know how long it's going to be. Then back down to hit that 1350, and that whole move, it'll probably end up being 5 waves. That whole move, though, should conclude major wave 1. And again, I think it's going to look just like this, very similar to this right here. This was a major wave 1. Again, minor wave 1, minor wave 2, minor wave 3, minor wave 4, and minor wave 5 on side of major wave 1. Then major wave 2, etc. So you get the idea. Okay, here on the daily chart, you can clearly see on the daily chart we are hooking back up. We're very, very oversold. Every bear in the world is on board right now. There's no way that they're going to keep going down when everybody is bearish right now. There has to be some people on the other side of the trade, and those are the insiders, and those are the people who are going to consistently take the money from the retail trader, the pros. So you should expect this to start curling back up next week as early as Monday, and go up here, and it's going to take a while now. I don't think it's going to be a small one now. I think it's going to be a pretty decent one, about like this, consisting of quite a few days up here, and should go up here to at least positive 5. I think we'll go to positive 10 before it's all said and done, and look every bit just like this. And this should go all the way back up here to 80, I do believe, before it rolls over. Now, the only thing that would change my mind is if this move up went really, really fast and worked its way up to 1350 to hit this double top really fast. If it did it really fast, it's not sustainable. And of course, I don't think it would get past it, because it would hit this necktie of resistance right here around 1310. In that case, if it did it really, really quick, you'd expect it to just fall right back down. But I don't think it's going to do it quickly. I think it's going to chop its way and just kind of be a kind of whipsaw action and work its way up, maybe take 5 waves to get up there, and then finally get up to here. And I think everybody's going to be shorting it right around this area, and I think that they'll back it down, but then they'll run it back up again. I don't think that will be the end of the move up. On a 30-minute or 60-minute chart, you can see we are pointing down. But look here, we have 1, 2, 3 points that have put in higher lows, and that indicates positive divergence. This tells you a strong move is coming up. This should end up, before it's over with, being up here around this 5.0 area. And so, sure, we could go down some a little bit in the morning on Monday, but I think it's going to turn and run right back up and work its way higher. I don't think it's going to go back down here at this point, this line drawn here like this. I think it's going to go on higher before it's all said and done to 1350. Setting up an inverse head and shoulders on here, with this being the head, this being the left shoulder, this being the right shoulder, and then here being the breakout line, and move up even higher. I really think about 1350 before it's all said and done. Same thing on the 30-minute chart. You can see it is pointing down, giving the bears, any more bears, an opportunity to get out before this rally happens. This is a possibility too, right here. This very week could just kind of go go up on Monday, Tuesday, fall back down on Wednesday, kind of pattern, and then come right back on Friday, Thursday, Friday, or something like that, and then finally break out the following week. So this week could be a small up week. Not much on the 15-minute chart. Yeah, it could go either way, back down or back up, either way. Regardless, I think now is a point that it is bottoming. Look at the support you got right here. You're right here at a double bottom area. You're also here at the 200 moving average on the daily. You're extremely oversold here, and you've got extreme high put to call ratio right now. It's very, very bearish. You have to buy when it's extremely bearish and sell when it's extremely bullish. And looking at the daily or the weekly chart, I said this previously, we did hit that 20 period moving average, pierced through it, but closed right below it. The weekly chart here indicates that we should have some slightly down sideways consolidation, maybe, or maybe just down a few weeks, not a lot. I think the dollar will eventually move on up to this area, but for now the market's going to move up, so the market should move up. So I think that this is going to back down a little bit over the coming coming few weeks, and see. But there's also I think if you draw a line right through here, this also hit this trend line right here, and so that is another resistance level. So it should back down some, allowing the market to go up as well. Now, one of the other things here on the new post, there is also this, the Ellinan threat assessment video. This video, it makes you wonder if this, or at least it makes me wonder what the story is here with this Ellinan. This is stuff that's up on NASA's website. They are, of course, controlled by the Illuminati. So if they did not want this information out there to the public, I do believe they would have not made it accessible. I'm getting the strong feeling that this is done to create fear. When you look at this video, it will scare you half to death, explaining that this October, Ellinan, this Planet X or Nibiru, it is supposed to pass between the Earth and the Sun, and it'll be like a big semi truck going by, and you're in a little 3-cylinder Yugo car, and it just whips you and just and shakes you as it goes by. And that's kind of the idea here with Ellinan, is it's a big planetary body or dwarf star body, not sure what it is, but it will pass between the Earth and the Sun and cause the Earth to rotate. The extinction level event, that's what ELE stands for, extinction level event. But I'm going to go with what Dolores Cannon says in her video, which says that we are basically on a different timeline now. She doesn't use the word timeline, but she simply states that she believes that we will not go through that earth-destroying event, basically. So you can read it or watch her video yourself. I really admire the lady. And then of course there's Dan Burrish, who I put a lot of videos on him. I talked about him several times, but here these two videos based on a shirt, obviously, as opposed to these here, he's in a different color shirt. So these were all taken together, these three, and then later these two were taken. But these two talk more about the timeline and where, if I recall, I haven't had a chance to watch it again, but I watched it a couple of years ago, I guess, maybe a year and a half ago or something. And I'll sit down and watch it again to refresh my memory. But he talks about Hillary Clinton looking into the looking glass technology and seeing her own future, that she was president of the United States and that she was assassinated. Of course, that never happened. We went down a different timeline. Obama got in. And Obama, ironically, Dolores Cannon She states that the ETs that she communicates with tell her that Obama is called a light bringer, that he is actually trying to do something positive. So, hey, maybe he will, but she says he's not one of them. Now, she doesn't use the word reptilian, so I'm going to interject that word reptilian. Bush, Cheney, Clinton, Queen Elizabeth, Tony Blair, probably George Soros, David Rockefeller. These are all reptilians, folks. These are all shape-shifting reptilians. She doesn't use that word, but she says that Obama's not one of them. That gives me the idea that he's not a reptilian. Okay, so he was probably just picked out, a mind-controlled human that was brainwashed as a young child through probably MK Ultra program or something like that, and so they control him and tell him what to do, much like poor Princess Diana was. And if you watch the videos on the previous post I did, you can see that they killed Diana in a ritual sacrifice. She was apparently human, and they killed her for that very reason, but for other reasons too, I'm sure. But so that leads you to believe and make you wonder. Obama, personally, I don't think he needs to stay another year. We need to get Ron Paul in there and Jesse Ventura, but that's just my opinion, because I think they can make some changes that Obama's afraid to do, or maybe he keeps getting, according to Ben Fulford, he keeps getting, threats for his life every time he tries to do something. So who knows? Maybe he's trying to do something right, but it's not working because he's not doing it. So, he needs to stand up to him and just do it. I mean, if the good aliens are out there protecting him, if he does the right thing, then he probably will not be assassinated like they did to John F. Kennedy. I was saddened when I watched the previous video, by the way, here. Daggone it. I wonder if I can get that to show up here. The previous video here of Arizona Wilder, and she said that she'd seen Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan there as well, which was disappointing. I liked Ronald Reagan. Disappointing to know that he was a reptilian, a shapeshifter. Very sad on that one. But I don't know where that one is. Okay. Well, okay, guys, that is about it on the short term. Pretty much explained to you what I'm looking for on the short term, and I have covered the situation as best I can about the El world-ending disaster. Again, if it happens, I don't think it's going to be on the earth that you and I are on. If you just listen to Dolores Cannon, I think we're already on another earth, one that she talks about, a splitting of the earth. I don't mean physical splitting, but like two timelines or something. Another earth, a more positive one. That we're going down a positive one, and that the changes coming about in the future are going to be good for humanity, and that we'll get that free energy devices that Ben Fulford talks about all the time. That it will come out, and we will be free of these reptiles that have been enslaving us for years. So, and this woman here, of course, this is Arizona Wilder, and if you haven't watched her videos, definitely watch them. She talks about the reptilians, and she's seen them shapeshift, and I don't doubt that is absolutely the truth. So sorry for making the video so long. Just a lot to go over, and since I don't do as many updates here or as many posts, I make the videos a little longer as opposed to doing post every single day. Comments are low anyway on the site, so I'll just do updates every other day or something like that if I think where I see in the market. But the bottom line is, I think we're going to go up to about 1350 before we roll over again. That is the bottom line. I think it's going to take 3 to 5 weeks. I don't know how long, but that's just my estimate as to when it is going to happen. And I'm going to agree with Dan Burris that we are on a different timeline, and that things are going to work out positive for us. There will be no pole shift that will affect us in a major way, as this video suggests. There will be chaos, probably, and some disruption, but I think that will be based upon the stock market crashing and unemployment going through the roof, and the Great Depression, because this is all planned by the gangsters anyway, the Illuminati. They all planned this long time in advance. And as far as what we're seeing out there with NASA, I don't know. It could be an elaborate hoax. I don't know. Is it a hologram that just appears, or is it real? If it's real, I think the Palladians and other races, the good races, will use their technology to save Earth. As she says clearly, they do not want Earth destroyed, and they will interfere and stop Earth from being destroyed. And that leads me to believe that they're not going to let this polar Earth shift affect us, and they'll use their technology to stabilize Earth somehow, some way. Don't know how. Okay, guys, long video. Sorry for all the trouble and the crashes here on my desktop, but that is it. Good luck to everyone. I'll see you on the blog.